Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Yoga with Anna. With me, the Self Care Doula. I'm so happy to be back to guide you all along with me on a little yoga journey to melt away stress. Melt away stress and become healthier in your mind, body, and soul. So, before we dive into what we're going to be doing together today, I always go through events. So, it's a quiet week this week, but we do have, as always, Soul Saturday on Saturdays from noon to 3. DJ Frantic is coming to spin it off the hook, and it's going to be amazing. So we congregate here noon to 3, and come, stop by, RSVP. So make sure you hop online to our website and RSVP. Happenings are at 63 Washington Street here in Weymouth Landing. Come by and see new folks and old friends, and come raise your vibration, because that is really what we're doing when we come together, is raising our vibrations. So what do high frequencies do? High frequencies have a tendency, well, frequencies in general have a tendency to affect our health. High frequency, we go into better, healthy state. Low frequency is uncomfortable and can lead our bodies into dis-ease. It begins with dis-ease in the body and then can turn into disease. So, what I was thinking about coming in today is how much I would really love to hear from all of you who watch. I would love to hear what you want to see, or what you're experiencing in your body. Do you need more guidance through staying mobile, through low back pain, chronic pain, strengthening your feet, creating better posture, learning how to breathe? Do you know how to breathe? Do you know what's engaged when you breathe? So I would love to hear, because to me, I can come every week like I do and teach and melt away stress, but this is made for you. This is made for our community. As a yoga therapist and a yoga practitioner, it really helps to receive feedback from things that are important to you, because that way I can help you reach those goals. So that's what I would love. Chime in, give us your feedback. I'm always happy to receive, improve, and let me know, what you're feeling in your bodies. What do you want to see? How can yoga help certain things, or how can yoga help you? You won't ever know if you don't ask. So I really invite you to, of course, always invite you to watch, practice with me. If there are, questions that come up, post them, DM me, DM the church, email me through the church, because there's always, I'm always accessible. I'm always here. But you guys are what help me to help you. So send me some questions, ponder some questions as you feel your body. If there's something that you want to learn more about, let me know. Let's see. One of the things that I continue to do is I continue to get into the body and look at evidence behind the practices that we do. Look at that, physiology. The physiology of yoga. So this is what I'm into right now. This is my jam. I love talking about best practices, the yamas and niyamas, the philosophy and all of that, but I love talking about the body, the myths, the misconceptions, the truths, the evidence-based stuff out there, the research that's out there to support your bodies. So anyway, I hope I sparked some thought, and hopefully that can you can start to think about how this practice affects you, or how can you bring this practice more into your life. Maybe you're super busy, but you need little snippets of stuff. Well, reach out to me. I am here as your self-care doula. I'm a yoga teacher, yoga therapist. Heart-centered practices are what I am all about, and that's what we're going to get into. One of the most important things that we can do for ourselves is to learn how to be in heart cohesion, and it's what we touched on last week, also with Matt's meditation on Tuesday, his breath work. Heart coherence is when the heart is in coherence with your brain. Meaning that if you are in a fight or flight state all the time, your heart isn't beating or vibrating, or for the frequency, it can be very erratic because it's picking up on these low vibration sensations of emotions, fear, sadness. Low frequencies like that can take the heart and the mind out of coherence. We begin to become creators and step into a healthy place of being with ourselves when we come into these emotions of love, joy, and gratitude, where the heart is in these higher frequencies and the mind feeling those frequencies, the brain responds. So it's a communication. The heart is the bridge and the communication center that is a language of love. Can you imagine that? Your body, your higher frequencies are a language of love that get your heart going and in cohesion with your mind, your brain. I cannot emphasize enough how important these practices are becoming, especially as we get older and we lose cognitive function, memory loss, mobility in our bodies, and how our brain connects to our bodies when we experience trauma, even physical trauma in the body. Our brain disconnects from our bodies, and we have to retrain our mind and body to work together again. So these are all things to think about in going into these practices too. So let's begin with breath awareness. And you can either sit or lie down. Let's start by lying down. So get into a comfortable position. Wherever you are, what we would like to do here is to begin to come into the heart space. I invite you to close your eyes. Begin to feel the body relax as you begin to take deep breaths. Coming into this present moment. And as we begin to breathe, we begin to calm our nervous systems. If you are in a stress state, it may take a little bit longer for you to reach a sensation of balance. I invite you to focus on the breath. I invite you to soften the body and soften to calm the mind through the breath as we open up ourselves to the possibilities of what this practice can bring in for you. As you inhale, feel the abdomen fill, the chest rise, and feel that breath rise. As you exhale, let everything go and melt. Inhale, nice deep breaths, filling your beautiful vessel with fresh oxygen to nourish the body, the blood. Exhale it all out. Slowing down your breath as you take your time to inhale. And take your time to exhale. Inhale long breaths in. Exhale long breaths out. If your mind begins to wander, you can acknowledge the thoughts that are coming in and come back to your breath. Come back to this present moment. Let's come into our heart space. As you fill your lungs with fresh oxygen, feel the breath surround the heart. As you exhale, completely melting that stress away with the exhale, releasing what isn't serving you. As you come into your heart space, inviting you to feel the emotions of gratitude. What are you grateful for? Through that gratitude, sensing love and joy, or thinking of something that brings you ultimate love and joy, that feeling throughout the entire body. Feeling it so much so that your body, your full body, completely feels the joy. So much so that it may bring tears of joy to your eyes. That's how we want to feel these elevated emotions. Love, gratitude, and joy. What does that feel like for you? As we tap into these emotions, I invite you to breathe with me a circular way as we bring the breath around the heart, surrounding the heart with these felt emotions and the breath. As you inhale, draw the breath behind the heart. As you exhale, bring that breath forward and in front of the heart. Draw the circle, inhale, bring the breath behind the heart. Exhale, bring the breath in front of the heart. Continuing to flow with the emotions of complete gratitude, joy, and love through the breath, through circular heart breath. Visualize the breath as a circle surrounding the heart. Continue. Inhaling behind the heart. Exhaling, shifting that breath forward and around the front of the heart. Inhale, back of the heart. Exhale, in front of the heart. Feel the flow of your breath. as you take the breath and surround the heart. Soften the breath. But still continuing to deepen the breath. As you create this flow of breath around the heart, come into your intention through love, gratitude, and joy. Feel the elevated emotions through your heart so that your mind, your brain can sense it and pick up the vibration, the frequency of these emotions. Come into your loving intention. And then begin to flow into the natural rhythm of your breath. And notice how you feel. Ask yourself, how do you feel today? When you're ready, slowly, gently beginning to bring back movement, wiggling fingers, toes, or maybe flipping the palms up and down towards the earth, or taking a full body stretch, maybe pointing the toes, lengthening the arms over the head, maybe taking a yawn, and then bringing the knees into chest when you're ready, rocking side to side. And whenever you're ready, you're welcome to open your eyes or keep them closed. Take the hands to the knees and create circles with the knees. Feeling the movement in the low back as the low back connects to the earth. Feeling the nice massage on the low back. From here, take the legs up to the sky. You can support your thighs, your legs through by taking the hands behind your thighs and just gently providing that support so you're comfortable. Soft bend in the knees. You can bring those knees towards you. And then extend the legs long, or just find stillness in the length of the legs up towards the sky. Pull the toes towards you, press the heels away. Maybe bending the knees, bringing those knees towards you again. And then taking the feet up to the sky again. Take the arms over the head if that feels good. Point and flex the feet. Rotate the ankles. Begin to float the legs down, feet to the mat. Take the arms into an angle or shoulder height, and you can begin to windshield wiper side to side if that feels comfortable. Or if you want, you can take the knees over to the right side and hang out with me for a few breaths there. You're welcome to take your gaze to the left side. And then bringing the legs back to center and then taking them over to the left side. Gazing over to the right side. And then coming back to center, bring the knees into chest, give them a nice squeeze. Tuck the chin, drop the shoulders, and point the toes, flex the feet, whatever feels good to you. And then hands just in front of the knees. Flex the feet and gently pull those knees towards your shoulders. Bring the knees close together, take the legs up to the sky, and cycle the legs. Both directions. and then float the feet back down. Little separation in the feet and windshield wiper side to side. Extend the legs, full body stretch. Lengthen, lengthen. You can point the toes or press through the heels and reach over the head. And then reach right knee to chest. Lengthen that left leg, flexing both feet. Take another breath and switch. Lower right leg, flex both feet and gently pull that knee towards you. Dropping those shoulders down and switch. Right knee draws up, lengthening left leg, flex both feet and switch. Right leg drops down, lengthening, both feet flexed, a gentle pull and release, full body stretch. Arms over the head, and then bring the arms down and then take the feet into a butterfly position. So soles of the feet touch, allow the legs to flutter a little bit. Arms can be anywhere that's comfortable. And then bring the knees up, squeeze in, and gently rock or come over to your side. So you can rock up and find seated, or gently roll over to your side and gently press up back to seated. All right, here we are in seated. Take the arms up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower. Roll the shoulders. Roll them forward. And then come back to center. So one of the things I also tell my students, another thing, is that consistency matters. So doing these practices, whether it's meditation, breath work, or movement, and staying nice and consistent. All right, so lengthening through the crown, drop the shoulders down, pull the navel in, and then extend the arms beside you, tent the fingers, drop the shoulders down and back. Take that right ear to the right shoulder. You can walk the fingers away and you'll really feel the lengthening of those arm muscles. And then take the gaze to the right shoulder. Take the gaze to the right side, bring the head back to center, left ear to left shoulder. Again, maybe walking the fingers away just as far as they can go, just to lengthen those muscles. And then let's take the gaze to the left shoulder. Take the gaze to the left side, so lifting the gaze, bringing the gaze back to center. Walk the arms behind you, hands behind you, fingers facing away from you. Press the heart forward. Take the gaze up to the sky. Bring that lower jaw forward. Allow the head to drop as far as it will go. And then slowly come back up. Walk the hands forward and place them in front of you. Take a nice deep breath in, lengthen through the crown. Feel those sits bones, so your hip bones, ground in, and you'll feel a hinge from the hip. So go slow. So instead of just doing this immediately, lengthen through the crown. So create more length in the spine, more traction through the bones. Pull the navel in, hinging a little bit more so the angle of the body, the drishti or the gaze, will be determined by the angle of the body. So if your chin is tucked, then your eyes, your gaze is right here, and we're not tucking the chin. So depending on the angle of the body, my angle right now is here, so my gaze is just at my hands. The lower you go, the lower your gaze will go. But stay nice and long through the spine. So not rounding just yet. Length, length, length. Pull the navel in and feel like you're pulling those hands towards you, but without lifting them. So really feel those contact points pull. As you're pulling the floor towards you, you're lengthening through the crown. It's almost like you're holding on to something so you can lengthen everything else. Nice deep breath in, lengthen again. Maybe walk the hands a little bit further, and then go ahead and round a little bit if that's comfortable for you, if that's what you want to feel. And then walk the hands back towards you. Extend the arms up. Inhale. Palms touch and palms come to heart. Release the hands, bring those knees up, swing the legs around to find your tabletop position. Stack the hips over the knees, shoulders over the wrists. So let's cat-cow here and see if you can turn those inner elbows towards each other. Pull the navel in. Option here to curl the toes under if you'd like, if you want to stretch the feet, or you can take them flat. On the inhale, you're going to drop the abdomen down towards the earth, tilting the tail, gazing up towards the sky. On the exhale, you're either going to find a neutral spine or you're going to tuck the chin and continue rounding, tucking the tail. Inhale, abdomen drops, tail tilts, gaze rises. Exhale, neutral spine or gently round in. Continue inhaling as you extend, exhaling as you round in. A few more breaths here. And then come to center. Let's take a child's pose. Let's take the knees to the width of the mat. Let the toes touch. Shift the hips back and walk the hands forward. Take a bow, melt the heart towards the mat, maybe grounding your third eye. So if the head needs support, you can definitely stack fist over fist and rest your third eye on your hands, or you can layer the hands, or you can use a block to support the head or a pillow, anything you have that's comfortable to support the head. Feel your third eye ground. Nice deep breaths. And if it feels good to shift a little bit, just to sense what your body's feeling, noticing where you feel tension, where you feel more ease in the body. Maybe your shoulders feel tight. Maybe the hips feel tight. Maybe you're feeling at ease all over. Just notice. Or notice where you're still holding tension. Even more reason to breathe more deeply. As you breathe in, feel the abdomen expand.
Feel your chest and the back of the rib cage and the sides expand. And then exhale it all out. A few more full breaths just like that. On the next breath, lift the gaze and take that right hand underneath the left. Rest on that right shoulder and rest the head on its right side. Extend left arm forward. Once you feel comfortable here, you can see if you want to bring that left arm behind you. So you can rest that palm facing outward, top of the hand at the low back. And if you want to activate that stretch in the front of the shoulder, reach further back. If you're really flexible and you want to hook on to the leg, you're going to lift the body up, find that little nook between the thigh and the hip, and that's going to be your little holder. So if you have a far reach, you can hook the hand into the body, and that will further stretch a little bit more. So it'll intensify the stretch a little bit, shift the hips back a little bit. So be very gentle and small shifts in movement just to sense the body. Sensing maybe it likes it, maybe it doesn't like it, and adjusting according to the sensation. Let's release the grasp slowly. Reach forward. Begin to lift yourself up. Extend that right arm forward. Again, press those hands away and shift the hips back to lengthen the spine, to stretch the muscles in the back. Maybe you can shift side to side if that feels good. And then lift the gaze again. Take a nice deep breath and slide that left arm underneath the right and rest your head on the left side. Again, you can shift the hips a little bit side to side. Get comfortable where you are. Just repositioning yourself to feel supported as you stretch and get into the shoulders. When you're ready, you can take that right arm and bring it behind you. So depending on the mobility of the shoulder, you can leave it right here. And what you want to do is not just rest the hand there, but you want to open up the shoulder a little bit. So you want to bring that shoulder back. So if you're grasping or reaching, hooking on, you want it to be an active pose. So bring that shoulder back. All right, so I'm going to show you here. If you have a far reach, I'm going to lift the body, find that little nook between the thigh and the hip, come back into position, and gently ground yourself back in. So be very gentle in your movements, so very just subtle movements to release the body and the tension, and use your breath. Breathe through the tensions of the muscles and release slowly. Reaching forward, if you've taken the grasp behind your back or laid your hand behind your back, and extend that right arm forward. Begin to lift the gaze, release that left arm and reach forward. Press the floor away, the earth away, reach those hips back, and take that bow. Relax the elbows onto the mat, and then walk the hands back towards the knees. Knees come closer together and come back to your tabletop. curl the toes under, walk the hands back towards the knees, maybe sitting up in a comfortable position. If this is uncomfortable, then just lift the hips up off of the heels. If not, come down with your toes curled under, so giving the feet a nice little stretch, and then release the shoulders, roll the shoulders forward and back. So if you were saying, Anna, I'm not going to be able to reach my hand that far. It just is slow progression of reaching back. The more you reach back with time and consistency, the more the shoulder will open up to reach further. And everybody's mobility is different. So don't think that, this has to be the way. This is just my reach. You find your reach wherever it goes is just perfect. Inhale, arms come up. Lift the hips up, reach up, gently reaching back. And then float the arms back down underneath the shoulders. Circle the hips so you can uncurl the toes. Both directions. And then curl the toes under, lift the knees, and hover a little bit. Little upper body strength. Pull the navel in and breathe. If this feels uncomfortable, lower the knees. It's all good. So even here, you're already lifting your body weight. Here, you're just getting more into gravity and feeling more of the weight into the hands. So if there's wrist issues, just right here is just fine. Lift the knees if you want to feel that, and then come into your down dog position. Lift the hips up, press the hips back, pull the navel in. Heels do not have to reach the earth. They can hang out. Your feet can hang out on the balls of the feet. Press the heart towards the thighs. Head is parallel to the arms. Untucking the chin, but taking the gaze towards the ankles. So a tucked chin is going to look like this. So my head drops kind of below my arms. So you want to keep the head, the ears parallel to the arms. And the gaze, the eyes, the eyeballs just move towards between the ankles. Walk it out, bend one knee, then the other. And then walk the feet to meet the hands. So remember the rounding of the low back as you step forward to meet your feet with your hands forward fold. So you can ragdoll here. You can separate the feet and sway. You can release the arms. You can take a bind. Do what feels good to you. If your hands are reaching, after we lengthen for a little bit here, then you can take the hands behind your heels, maybe press the knees away. So do what feels good to you. Give yourself what you need. You can nod. You can shake the head no. You can do gentle movement. You can sway. You can gently lift the body. From here, hands on the shins. Let's take a half lift. Tilt the tail, half lift the body. Pull the navel in, lengthen through the crown, and then draw those shoulders back. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms. Right foot will step back and drop that knee. Bring the hands to the top of that left thigh and lift the body up. Arms come up. Breathe and gaze forward. Pull the navel in. Ground that front big toe. And we're going to open up to the left side. Now, remember, shoulder mobility
is different for everyone. So if the shoulders are here and the arms are here, that's just fine too. With time, the body begins to open up. And then gently, let's come back to center. So don't judge yourself. Leave judge at the door and bracket that front foot. So open, lower the arms, bracket that front foot, curl the toes under of that back foot if they're not curled already, and lift that back knee. Coming into a balance, ground right palm, inhale, left arm up. Again, you can take that arm behind you. Now that just depends on where you're going to take it, depending on the mobility of the shoulder. Wherever you are, bring the awareness to the right rib cage and rotate it towards the sky. Release the arm if you've taken it behind your back and lower. Front foot is going to step back, so round that spine and step it back. Lower the knees. Shift the hips back. Lengthen the arms. Sweep it forward. Take a little up dog. You can lift the knees once you're ready to press into down dog. Walk it out. So make your adjustments. Reach those heels towards the earth and then lift the heels and begin to walk, rounding the spine, lifting and meeting your feet with your hands forward fold. Hands on the shins, half lift. Let's root to rise this time. Extend the arms up. Palms touch, lengthen. Bring those hands back to heart. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, arms come up. Reach up and reach back, pressing the hips forward gently. Swan dive down, forward fold. So take your time. Soft bend in the knees, come down. Let's take the hands to the shins, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. This time, left foot's going to step back, drop the knee. Begin to lift. So remember, blocks. Blocks can help support the body by lifting. So if your hands aren't here, you can bring those blocks in and help lift the body up. Hands come to the top of that right thigh to lift. Feel the hips slide down and forward, and then bring the arms up. I'm going to curl the toes under in my back foot. You could totally leave it flat, up to you. Okay, we're going to open up to the right side. Ground that front big toe. So that's a twist here. And then slowly come back to center. Lower the arms. Bracket that front foot. All right. So we're going to lift that back knee. So curl the toes under if they're not curled already. Lift that back knee, ground left palm in, and that right arm's going to rise up to the sky. Press through that back heel. Again, you can reach behind you. Palm can be here depending on where the mobility of your shoulder is. Rotate that left rib cage up towards the sky and breathe. Release. Right arm comes up. Float it back down to bracket that front foot. And front foot, round the spine, step it back, drop the knees. Shift the hips back. Lengthen the arms, sweep it forward, tuck the elbows, take an up dog. Gaze forward, lift right leg, lift left leg. If that doesn't feel good, then maybe you can
just take a little bend in the knees, pull the navel in, and walk. You can even take the gaze to the top of your mat, lift, and drop the knees, shift the hips back. So you could totally skip back if that's too much on the wrists. Sweep it forward again. So do what feels good to you. You can do something different other than what I'm doing. Lift the knees, press to your down dog. Untuck the chin, press the heart towards the thighs. Walk it out. And then walk the feet to meet the hands forward fold, top of the mat. Hands on the shins, half lift. And then let's root to rise, come all the way up. Reverse swan dive, arms come up, palms touch. Exhaling, palms come to heart. Take a moment here. So just notice what you're feeling, even down to the temperature of the body. How do your hands feel touching? How is your breath? Are you breathing rapidly? And if you are, begin to slow down the breath in and out the nose. Tone the legs, pull the quads up. And release. Come into standing mountain pose. So arms are going to come by your side. And this is something that I've been bringing into my classes and teaching my students. How to contract the thighs, or just keeping that communication, that line of communication open with your mind and what it's telling your body to do. The benefits of muscle contraction are in the pull of the muscles, which help the bones adapt and create more strength in the bones. So it's really important for us to flex our muscles, contract those muscles. And these contractions are also really important in a lot of the postures, and the standing postures especially, where you're contracting. In balancing, also postures where you're contracting the thighs. In mountain pose, we're always contracting the thighs. So it's going to feel different for everyone. If there's a knee replacement or hip replacement. So if there are no replacements, then you're going to feel the kneecaps lift. Everyone, no matter what's going on with the knees or the replacements, when you contract the thighs, you should feel the insteps of the feet lift. So if you can observe here, when I release my thigh muscles, my quadriceps, my insteps drop. When I contract, they lift. And focus in on my pedicure toes, at least. Did that. All right, so watch this. I'm contracting now. Insteps lift. And then when I release, they drop. Lift, contract, and release. Contract, release, contract, release. So practicing this is very useful to get the body to remember what it feels like when you have to contract the thigh in your balancing poses, in your standing postures, in mountain pose. So remembering that, and remembering that every time you contract your muscles, you're creating strength in your bones. So mountain pose, contract the thighs, kneecaps will lift. In this position, pull the navel in and up, let the chest rise. Take the shoulders back and down, let those arms reach down towards the earth. And contract the thighs and lift the toes. And then keep those thighs contracted, lower the toes. Release the contraction, contract the thighs, lift the toes, and then lower and release.
right, so release the entire body, sway the arms. Your body's doing a lot of work, even with the minor movements. It's doing a lot of work. So give yourself the credit. All right. Balance. I'm going to come back to the top of my mat and let's come into a chair pose. Take the arms up. You can separate the feet, a little more challenging to keep the feet together, and sit in your chair. Pull the navel in, lift the heart up. Now remember, if there's high blood pressure, you want to bring the arms down. Your choice is to keep the arms here with the shoulders back or bring the hands to the heart center. So arms over the head is always going to bring the heart rate up, which is the intention of chair pose. If that's not where you want to be, then the arms are going to come down here or to the heart. Breathe, shift the weight to the heels, pull the navel in, lift the heart, sit a little lower. And hands to heart. Release, forward fold. And breathe. Heel toe the feet to the width of your mat. Point the toes out. And we're going to come into a malasana squat. So take it a little bit at a time. You can bring blocks here, okay, or one block, and bend the knees. Shift the hips downward and gaze forward. If you're right here, that's perfect. If you're right here, that's good too. Hands can come to the heart center. If you want to drop your hips all the way down, drop them all the way down, hands to the heart, and the elbows help open up the hips. Now, if you're kind of like halfway, you can sit on a block to support you. That's not cheating, that's supporting. And eventually, with time, hopefully, if there's no hip stuff going on, you can shift the hips lower. Maybe take a sway side to side and find stillness. Draw the shoulders back. Stay nice and long through the spine and then release. Bring the hands down. So if you have a block here, you can use the block for support to lift back into that forward fold. Pivot the heels outward so the feet are parallel to each other and forward fold. Walk the hands to the right side. Walk the hands back to center and reach for the left side. Walk back to center, heel toe the feet back. All right. From here, half lift, lengthen, plant the palms, step both feet back, drop the knees, shift the hips back, walk the hands back. And we're going to come back to our backs. Swing the legs around, find the center of your mat. And meet me on your back. So I'm just going to gently roll back down, squeeze the knees into chest, lengthen for a full body stretch. Right knee to chest. We're going to take a twist. Squeeze in, lengthen through that left leg, flex both feet, and then guide that right knee to the left side body. Extend the right arm out and take the gaze to the right side. Come back to center. Squeeze in. So we did about 3 breaths. Lengthen, full body stretch. Exhale, reach for left knee to chest. Flex both feet. Squeeze in. And then take that knee to the right side body. Lengthen that left arm and take the gaze to the left side. Last breath. Come back to center and squeeze in. And full body stretch. You can bring your arms by your side or anywhere that's comfortable to bend the knees and windshield wiper side to side. And then any last movements you would like to make, you can take the legs up to the sky. You can take a shoulder stand if you'd like. You can lift the hips up and support the low back and extend the legs. Or you can just find your stillness. You can butterfly the legs. Do what feels good to you. And come to your final position on your mat. Softening the gaze so that you can close your eyes. Turn the palms up so you can open up the heart space. Maybe tuck the shoulders underneath the body. Let the toes fall open and come back to your heart space and breath. Give yourself some time here, as long as you would like. When you're ready, gently wiggling toes and fingers. Maybe taking a full body stretch or bringing knees into chest. Wherever you are, rolling over to your right side, cradling your head for a moment, and then walking your body back up to seated, meeting me with hands at the heart. Eyes closed. Inviting you to take a deep breath in with me and an exhale out. Bringing hands to our third eye to remind us to think kindly and compassionately, to think how amazing you are, filled with love and gratitude. To our lips to speak with kindness and compassion and with gratitude, and to our hearts to remind us to live with full intention through love, joy, inner wisdom, lots of courage, compassion, and grace. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. Namaste. And remember to please comment and like.